Hey YouTube, this is Jilow here. Some guys might know my real name is Nick, and I wanted to talk about bullying. I had another video about bullying, but it was so long. I just really wanted to dive into it quicker this time, and hope I do a good job and this video gets shared. And I want to talk about basically people who are bullied. There's a whole list of reasons why people bully, but here's my advice to people who are bullied. My first advice is you need to strengthen yourself. You need to strengthen your inner self. What that just basically means is you need to find a way, a little home to go to where you can shelter your emotions and your heart and yourself from just all of the negativity and aggression and cruelty being put at you. Like imagine like a monk, right? Who can go without food for a long time because they get into this like meditative state. They get into this zone where they literally just cannot be affected, right? They no longer try to like actively fight the negativity. What they do is they get into a zone to deal with it that relieves stress, relieves all of the negativity by just putting themselves somewhere else. To them, they're on a beach somewhere in Hawaii just having a good time, and literally nothing else exists. This takes a lot of practice. This takes like thought and thinking to do. It takes some imagination and patience. But calming yourself down, taking deep breaths, letting that negative energy out, that stress, that frustration, that insecurity, that crying, that sadness, that anger, that vengeance, letting it out is a great tool. It'll help you immensely in life. Sometimes you're put in a situation where you literally can't do nothing. And if that's the situation you're in, like let's say you're in prison, right? People are going to be mean to you in prison. People are going to take your food. People are going to bully you. People are going to hurt you, right? And you literally have no control. Or if you're in the military, the sergeant's going to yell at you, tell you to do 20 push-ups, and like treat you like very poorly, like you're less than human. He's going to order you around like you're a little slave, right? You've seen military videos, right? To deal with that up here, so you don't just get all beat up and feel like you're a little like slave person, whatever, whether it's your parents or bullies or whatever. Relieving your stress, putting yourself in an alternate zone in your head, in an alternate place where they just can't reach you, where you're with your own thoughts. You literally can use that tool to overcome literal physical pain and emotional pain. Like those monks can do crazy stuff. Like people could be like piercing their hand with like a knife, and they literally can ignore the pain. It is quite impressive. Or to be able to dangle from their cheeks with hooks. And they dangle. They literally are suspending their body, and there are hooks in their cheeks, supporting their entire weight, and yet they're able to ignore the pain. And this is through coming to a meditative state. This is by distancing themselves from what's happening. And because of this, they're able to ignore the pain, and chemically in their brain, they're able to reduce the pain. Like they feel less pain, and they're also ignoring the pain. So their brain releases chemicals that will help just ignore the pain that's happening. So it's really a very useful tool to relieve stress, like internally, is this zoning out. I invite you to do that. Another way is, of course, talking to the friends you do have. Talking to parents and teachers are another way to zone out, to relieve stress, and get rid of the emotional problems. Like the bullying, while it's bad, is only as bad as you let it hurt you. If you don't let it hurt you, if you ignore it and don't let it bother you, ignore the people bullying you and ignore their words and horrible acts, even when they're hard to ignore, even when they're hiding your homework or knocking your books out of your hand or putting, a note on your back or lying about you, all of that stuff you can just change by changing how you think about it up here. You can put yourself in a different place, And while they're doing those negative things, it could literally not affect you. It could be like they're not doing it, just by how you perceive it all. So I just want to talk about, I want you guys to perhaps use that. Practice meditation. Practice just clearing your mind of all emotion and thought. Just sitting there and just breathing for a few minutes. See if you can do that for like 2 minutes straight. If you do it for 2 minutes straight, see if you can do it for 5 minutes straight. Do it for 5 minutes straight, see if you can do it for 10. And then use that tool when those stressful times come. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to make another video. I'm going to break it up into parts and list what I feel are useful ways to deal with bullying. And I'm going to go through the popular ones and less common ones like this. Alright, I'm done. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you get something out of it.